Hello everyone. So I'm just popping in really quick to show you how to get your chipboard or your board binding to curve to your molding to get your curved spine. So I'm going to demonstrate with these are two pieces of heavyweight chipboard. You can also add another piece, but the two equals about the width of board binding. So to achieve that, I'm going to take two, like I said, two pieces of this heavy chipboard, and I'm just going to use Mod Podge. I'm going to spread the Mod Podge all on this piece, and then I'm going to stick these two pieces down together while they're wet. Now you can use a coffee can, a large coffee can, and those are suited to more wider, your larger spine pieces. But the first journals I did like this, they were 2.5 inches, and I really like the curve that it got with that. Now for your smaller spine pieces, the size mailer that I have was beautiful. It worked really well with the probably a medium size circular mailer. So I'm just going to attach this just like that. Make sure that it's lined up. Get this out of the way. And all that I do is, while it's still wet, I'm going to take this circular mailer. If you have your coffee can, just do the same thing. Now, I'm going to line it up to where this is going to mold around this circular piece here. Now, I can press on it a little bit like this. And then I'm going to, and I'm at an odd angle, I've taken strips of an old piece of fabric, torn just an old t-shirt. It's stretchy and I've torn it into pieces. Now I'm going to wrap that around this circular piece. It's going to come apart, so you're going to have to realign it, and then I just tie it. Now if you're using board binding, instead of using the Mod Podge, what you would use is just wet it with plain water. Make sure that that's lined up along that circular piece like that, because if you don't, if it's like that, your spine piece is going to be crooked. Okay, let's get a better view. If it's like that, your spine piece will be crooked. So make sure that you line it up with that circular piece, and then I just tie those pieces on there. So if you're using board binding, simply wet it with water, or we've got storms coming in, you guys. So simply wet it with water or some type of starch, and then when you add it to your molded piece, just take some pieces of tulle and use that so that your fabric, so that your board binding can breathe. So I'm just going to layer a couple of more pieces. And this is just a really quick demo, you guys. Okay. Now I'm going to line all of this with this material. Okay. And as I do that, I press down and I make sure every time to come back and line that up, because it needs to be flush. See, it needs to be flush like that. So just double check every time. And I like to make sure that I've lined all of it, because sometimes if you don't line like this centerpiece, this piece will bulge out. So also check that piece as well. Now, I see how this is folded over. I would go back in and flatten that piece out. But you guys get the idea. So I just wanted to show you that. And I would make sure that all of this is covered, okay? I have a few more of these pieces. And the way that I store these pieces is I store them in the top of the coffee can. But just go back in with all of your pieces to make sure that it's covered and that you've hit the, see, just like so. Okay, and remember to go in and straighten all of that out. Mainly, make sure that this part, you guys, is lined up perfectly with the curve on the circular. Okay, hope you guys can understand that a little bit and it helps you out. Have a lovely night, evening, day, wherever you are.